Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make simple animation with Procreate. We are going to animate objects in few different ways. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, leave a comment and like this video. I would appreciate your support. And now let's start. First we are going to create a new canvas, and for this illustration we are going to use A4 canvas from Procreate. Let's start with changing the background color, so let's go to the layers and tap on background color. And here I have created a color palette for this illustration. If you want, you can download it, link will be in the description box. Or you can check my Instagram, I will be posting this color palette in my stories. Or you can stop the video now and take a screenshot and you can use it to sample the colors. So for the background color, we are going to use this dark blue color. Now let's tap on the layers, tap again, and we are going to draw a moon on layer 1. Let's change the color. Let's pick this first yellow color, and the brush we are going to use for this will be Monoline from Calligraphy. Let's draw a circle. So draw a shape like this, hold your pencil on the screen, don't let go, put your finger on the screen, and this way you create a perfect circle. You can make it bigger or smaller, and when you finish just pick up your pencil, and now you can color this shape inside. So let's drag and drop this color in there. To make this into a moon shape, we are going to use eraser tool. Let's tap on it, and now tap again, and we can pick the brush here. We are going to use the same monoline brush from Calligraphy. Let's change the size to the biggest size we can do, and we are going to draw an ellipse. So draw a shape like this, and hold your pencil on the screen. Now we can tap here on Edit Shape, and this way we will get some points here. We can move and adjust our shape. When you finish, tap with a finger on the screen. Now we have to erase this, so let's erase a little bit more by the edge. And now we can use Selection tool, use Freehand option, and select this shape like that. Close the shape, and now we can go to the Actions menu, Add, and pick Cut. We can still change the moon's shape a little bit. Let's go to Arrow tool, pick Distort option. And now we can move those points to change the shape of the moon. Let's rotate it a little bit. Okay, I like it like this, but I would like to make it still a bit smaller. So I'm going to tap on Uniform option and just make it smaller like this. Okay, now we're going to create a new layer. So let's go to the layers and tap on the plus here. And we are going to draw a cat. Let's change the color. Pick this first gray color. We are still going to be using the same brush, so it will be Monoline brush from Calligraphy. Now let's draw the cat's body, something like a teardrop shape. Let's add some legs. This will be a very simple illustration. Let's color this inside, and we are going to draw a head and a tail on different layers. So let's create a new layer. And now let's draw an ellipse here for the head. Hold your pencil on the screen, and you can go to Edit Shape and change the shape a little bit. Okay, tap on the screen with your finger and color it inside. Let's add some ears. And now we can draw a tail. So let's make a new layer for that and draw a tail, something like this. Color it inside. And now we're going to add some details to the cat. So let's create a new layer. Tap on it and set it to clipping mask. Now this layer is connected to the layer of the tail, and we can draw something there, and it will stay only within the tail's shape. Let's change the color. Let's pick this second gray color. Let's make the brush the biggest size, and we can color the end of the tail. Okay, now we are going to create a new layer above the layer of cat's head. So let's tap on this layer and create a new layer. Tap on the new layer and set it to clipping mask. Now we can draw details on the cat's head. Let's draw stripes. And now we can change the color. We are going to pick this light gray color and we are going to color inside the ears. Now let's draw a shape like this at the bottom of the head and fill it inside. Okay, we're going to change the color now. Let's pick this darkest gray color. Let's make the brush smaller and let's draw eyes whiskers, nose and mouth. Now we are going to draw some details on the cat's body. So let's create a new layer above the cat's body layer, set it to clipping mask. Let's go back to the dark gray color. Make the brush the biggest size it can be and draw stripes here. Now let's pick the light gray color and draw a belly like this. Okay, now we have something like this. I'm just going to change the position of the cat's head. So I'm gonna go to the layers and tap on the cat's head layer. Now I'm going to swipe to the right on this layer above it. This way I have two layers selected. And I'm going to use the arrow tool just to rotate it a little bit. I think this looks better. Okay, now we're going to add some more elements to this illustration. So let's go to the layers and tap on the top layer and create a new layer above it. Let's change the color, this third yellow color here. We are still using monoline brush, but let's make it smaller. And we are going to draw two letters Z. Now let's maybe add something to the background. Let's create a new layer. And this layer will be at the bottom of all the layers, so it will be right above the background color. Let's add some stars there. First let's change the color to this second yellow color. And here I'm going to use a stars brush. You can download this brush for free, link will be in the description box. So let's just add some stars like this. Okay, and now we're going to add one more element to the illustration. So let's go back to the layers and tap on the top layer and create a new layer above it. Using the same light yellow color, we are going to add a shooting star. Here I'm going to use one of my stamp brushes. If you're interested in them, you can check the link in the description. And I'm just going to add this shooting star here. Okay, we can move on to making the animation. So here is what we are going to do. We will make the moon shine on and off. There will be more letters Z coming out. The shooting star will be going down across the screen like this. And we are also going to make the tail move to the left and right. Okay, first let's go back to the layers. And we are going to group all the layers without those stars in the background. So let's just swipe to the right all of the layers, without the layer 9, so without those stars. Now we can tap here on group. We are not going to be animating the cat's head and the cat's body, so we can merge those layers down, so there is just less layers in the group. So let's tap on this layer here, with the details on the cat's head, and pick here merge down. Now let's tap on the details on the cat's body, and pick merge down, and now we can merge down the head and the body. Here I'm just going to quickly also change the size of this, make it a little bit bigger. I think this looks better now. Okay, now let's start the animation. Let's go to the Actions menu, go to Canvas, and turn on Animation Assist. Now you see at the bottom we have here two frames. This frame is our group with all the elements on it. And this is frame with the stars. So I'm going to tap on this now. And here, as you can see, we have some options. And we can make it a background. And this means that this frame will be still for the whole animation. It will be the background of the animation, basically. So now we have our first frame in the animation. And of course we need more frames. So let's tap on this. And here we can duplicate it. Now we have two frames. And let's open the layers. And here, as you can see, our whole group was duplicated. And now we can start moving the objects around. Let's tap on the layer of the shooting star. And we can draw the new shooting star in the new position. So somewhere here. Now we are going to animate the Z letters. And here we are going to add some more of the Z letters. So let's go to the layers and tap on the layer of Z. Let's change the color to the proper color. So it was this third yellow color. And let's change the brush to monoline brush. And we can add some more Zs. The Zs will be going up. Now let's animate the tail. We still have here the same layers as before, because it was duplicated, but we want this tail to be in a different position now, so we have to draw it all over again. Let's just delete those layers, so swipe it to the left and pick delete, and now let's create a new layer and draw a new tail. Let's pick a right color for this, so the first gray color, and let's draw a tail, but slightly moved to the left. Color the inside, and now we need to color the tip of the tail, so let's create a new layer for this, set it to clipping mask, change the color to the dark gray color, and color the end of the tail. I'm going to show you how to animate the moon later. First, let's just focus on those 3 elements. Let's tap on this frame here and duplicate it. We're going to make one more frame. In the layers we have the group duplicated again, and we kind of have to repeat what we did a moment ago. So let's start with the tail now. Let's delete the layers with the tail, and now create a new layer and draw a new tail in the new position. As you can see, we see the tail from the 2 frames before, in 2 positions. If you want to adjust the visibility of this, you can go to Settings, and here you can change Onion Skin Opacity. Make it less or more visible. I'm going to keep it around 60%. Okay, let's draw the tail. And we're going to move it a little bit more to the left, like this. Okay, let's add a new layer. Set it to clipping mask. Go to the dark gray color and color the end of the tail. Now let's open the layers, tap on the layer of letters, and add some more letters there in the right color. And now the shooting star, and here I actually realized I forgot to erase the other star, because we shouldn't see those shooting stars from the frames before. It will be moving across the screen, so we should actually go back to this frame here with the shooting star, and we're going to erase this one. And now let's go back to the layers, go to the top layer of the shooting star, and we can just delete it, and make a new layer, and add a shooting star in the next position. Or you can also just make the star move, so use the arrow tool. I will show you that later on. This is one way you can do it, so just keep drawing the shooting star further away. Let's move it so it's in the correct position. Okay. If you want to add more frames to your animation, you can also just do it here in the layers. Just tap on that top group and swipe it to the left and duplicate it here. As you can see, here at the bottom we have one more frame. So now let's do it again. Let's delete the shooting star and create a new layer and add a new shooting star further away. It will be here hiding behind the moon. Now let's add some more Z letters. We have to change the brush to monoline brush. Okay, and now the tail. So again, we're going to delete those layers and make a new layer and draw a new tail. Now the tail will be going back to the right. Let's make a new layer to color the end of the tail, set it to clipping mask, and color the end of the tail. Okay, let's add one more frame, so let's duplicate this group. And let's start with the tail, so let's delete those layers, make new one, and move the tail more to the right. Now let's go to the shooting star layer, and here actually you don't have to delete it and draw it again. You can just pick the arrow tool and just move it like that. Let's add one more Z letter And now we're going to create our last frame. So let's duplicate this group. And the shooting star will actually disappear from the screen, so we can just delete it. Now the Z letters will also disappear, so let's delete it. And we are going to still add the tail in different position, so delete those layers and make new layers to draw new tail. Draw it again more to the right side. Okay, let's check how the animation looks now. So let's go here and press play. As you can see, it's a little bit fast. Let's pause this and go to the settings. And you can change frames per second. Let's turn it down and set it to 4. Let's play it now. Now it looks better. Let's pause this and we are going to animate the moon. So let's go to the first frame, and this frame will actually stay as it is. We're not going to change the moon here. In the second frame, we're going to add a bloom effect to the moon. So let's go to the layers, and in the second group, select the moon and go to the adjustments, pick bloom, layer, and we're going to add the bloom effect. The bloom size will be 15%, transition will be 60%, size 50, and burn 30. If you want, you can make your own settings, make it more or less shiny. Let's go to the layers, and in the next frame we're going to leave the moon as it is, so we're not going to change this. And let's go to the next frame, select the next moon, and add the same bloom effect. So let's go to the adjustments, bloom, layer, and put the same settings. So bloom 15, transition 60, size 50, and burn 30. The next frame will stay the same, so let's go to the last frame, pick the moon layer there, and add the bloom effect again. And here we're going to use the same settings as well. Okay, let's see how this looks now. I will show you how you can make it slower without changing the frames per second. You can tap on the frame and add here hold duration. This way this frame will stay on the screen for longer. So let's add this to every frame and then let's see how this will look. Okay, let's play it. Now I think it's too slow. We can change the settings, change the frames per second. So let's check how it looks when it's 6 frames per second. Too fast, maybe 5 frames per second. It's okay, but I think I preferred it with 4 frames per second without holding the duration of each frame. So I'm going to change that again. Okay, so here's my animation. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it. If you will use this tutorial to make your own animation and you want to show it to me, you can tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye!